Hi everyone, Heather here with Astrology with Heather.com, and I am back with another weekly forecast. And this one is for Monday, April 13th, all the way through to Sunday, April 19th of 2020. And this week, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's been a very busy week. And so I am recording this at the very last minute, about 90 minutes before my Mastering Jupiter webinar, which is going to be about 3 to 4 hours long. And so, it's crunch time. And I still wanted to get this out to you, though, because, we're in some crazy times right now. And I want to make sure that I'm not skipping forecasts if at all possible. But this week, luckily, is not going to be the craziest week in the astrology. We are going to have some activation of the energies that we've been experiencing this entire time with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. And so the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction came exact on the 4th of April, but this is an energy that's going to be playing out all year long, and it's going to be very strong in April and May because especially right now in April, we have Jupiter slowing down to station and Pluto slowing down to station, and Pluto's actually going to be stationing to go retrograde this month, which is going to intensify the energy of the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. In addition to that, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have both the Sun and Mercury coming into squares with Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, all of these planets that have been problematic for us more recently. And so this is it's going to bring up some stuff that's already been sort of at play in our lives, but it's going to bring it up from a different perspective and create different challenges and opportunities to overcome and work on this energy. And so that's really what we're going to be focusing on this week. And so on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Sun is going to come into a square. The Sun is finishing out its transit in Aries this week, and it's going to come into a square with Pluto and with Jupiter, and it's going to be highlighting that Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in a way that's going to be both illuminating, where we're going to see something that we haven't seen before or we haven't had the opportunity to understand prior to this transit as it relates to what it is that we're focusing our intentions on expanding on, transforming, what we're drawing in to our lives that we deeply and truly desire at a core fundamental level. But there's going to be a challenge posed to this. It's going to show us where there are maybe blockages or where we need to overcome something or work on something in order to get there. And so that's going to be the main energy that's going to be carrying us through this week. And so I'm going to jump right into the all signs forecast. But before I do, I just wanted to make a couple of quick announcements. The first one being that I decided to get a hold of Robert Phoenix because I've been wanting to chat with him about what's going on and share some information with you guys. And I've been really wanting to put together some donation-based webinars to help you navigate, not just right now, but through the entire year. And so him and I are teaming up to do a webinar. It's donation-based. I don't care if you can donate $1 or $50. It's up to you, just to, keep it small and to make sure that, we're able to make the time to give you guys this information. And so the link for that is down in the description below. And so for those who are not familiar with Robert's work, it can be a little controversial. And I don't always agree with everything that he says, but he has really great insight into what's going on a global level. And he's predicted a lot of the things that are occurring right now, as have I. And so I thought that it would be a great opportunity to team up, and what we're going to really be focusing on are the solutions, the opportunities, and the best ways to navigate the challenges that are going to be present in our lives, not just right now, but in the next 2 years, because this is an energy that's going to be playing out long term. We're in the most intense phase of it right now. There's going to be another phase of intensity toward the end of this year. But this is a long-term thing. This is something that's going to be changing our lives completely in a lot of different ways, and it already has and it already is. And so we're going to give you a roadmap for what's coming up, what you can expect, the ups and downs, and what we can do to harness this energy in the most positive way possible. And so you can find that link down in the description below. The webinar is actually next weekend. We're doing kind of an impromptu thing to give you information right now in the moment when you need it most. And so again, link is down in the description below. It's a donation-based webinar, and I hope to see as many of you there as possible. The other thing I want to just make a quick announcement about is my my summer electional astrology guide is still available for pre-order. You can receive 20% off, and this is a guide to help you to choose the best days to harness the astrological energy. It's sort of like astrological magic. You infuse the energy of your most important plans and projects with the energy of the astrology that's present at the moment that you initiate something. And so I'm going to help you to choose those moments of initiation throughout the entire summer to help you succeed in whatever new creations, new business endeavors, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I'm going to have guidance for you there. And so that's going to be available May 9th. You can still pre-order. The link is down in the description below. And so let's get into the forecast for all 12 signs, beginning with Aries. All right, and so this is for Aries and for Aries rising, and I'm going to adjust my stuff here. I don't have my normal setup the way that I do, just because I'm trying to do this quickly and not have to break down and set everything up again before the webinar. But for Aries and for Aries rising, you've been undergoing a lot of intensity and a deep need to transform something related to your career, your public reputation, what it is that you're putting out there into the world. This week is going to highlight that for you. And if you're an Aries sun sign, this is going to be an energy that's going to be playing out for the entire year for you, because you're coming into your solar return. If you're an Aries sun sign born this week. So this is going to be a time where you're going to be undergoing a deep transformation, and you're going to be working toward empowering yourself to create what you deeply and truly desire in your career. And something's going to be illuminated, something that you're doing or something related to your personal goals or self-interest that might be preventing you from actually accomplishing what you want to accomplish in transforming what you want to transform. Anything that's kind of taking you away from what you deeply and truly desire for your career, that's going to be highlighted, and you're going to be challenged to find ways to overcome and to refocus your energy on what truly matters when it comes to your career. It's not about short-term goals. It's not about short-term gains. It's about how you're going to go the distance. It's about what you want for yourself for the long term that's in alignment with your personal truth, and how you're going to translate that into something that is meaningful to you in your career. All right, and then for Taurus and for Taurus rising, this energy here is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of your beliefs about God, the universe, the world around you. There's something going on subconsciously that's going to be illuminated in the realm of feelings, visions, impressions, archetypes, dreams that might highlight something really important that might change your perspective on the way that you view the world, on your moral and ethical value systems, and your beliefs about the universe. This could highlight something really important to you related to something that you've been really focusing on that you desire, involving connections with foreign countries or foreign travel or a higher educational pursuit. So this is a great week for you to spend time in meditation, write down your dreams. And this is also a time where something might be illuminated that you need to let go of in terms of your past karma or past experience, in order to make room and make space for this empowering time that you're in right now, where you're really honing in on who you are, what you believe, you're aligning yourself with your integrity, and you want to remove any blockages that come up for you at the start of this week. All right, and then for Gemini and for Gemini rising, this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction has been really causing an intense focus on your fears, your anxieties, the things that you're holding on to from your past that control you subconsciously or unconsciously, and also, issues and power struggles around joint finances, money coming in from outside sources, resources, things like that. This could highlight where your social networks and your connections with other people are preventing you from doing the deep inner work, the healing work that you desire. Or it can also highlight where certain relationships or group connections are actually disempowering you during a time where you should be focusing on letting go of anything that's controlling you from the outside or the inside, where you should be focusing on empowering yourself to take back control over your life and your reality. And so now's a time to focus on that, right? And to cut out any of the excess, because we don't have time to really mess around right now. This is time to do the deep healing work psychologically that can translate to a lot of incredible, very quick progress externally as well. All right. And then for Cancer and for Cancer rising. So for you guys, so there's been a lot of energy around transforming and revitalizing and creating better situations in your relationships. That includes romantic partnerships, marriage partnerships, but also business partnerships and close one-on-one relationships. There's an aspect of your career and what you're focusing on externally that might be preventing you from achieving what you truly desire or making the transformation that you need to make in your relationships right now, and that's being highlighted. And so now's a time for you to work on transforming that, surrendering, letting go of anything that's preventing you from really having the deepest, truest intimacy in your partnerships, having relationships that are deeply loyal and trustworthy and that are in alignment with what you truly need in partnership right now. And so there might be blockages to this because of, you want to put on a big show for external circumstances, or this could even be related to blockages related to career that have to do with the partnerships that you have in business and in career. Maybe you don't have the right partnerships. Maybe they're not trustworthy. And so now's a time to really focus on transforming that, releasing, surrendering, letting go of anything that's preventing you from having those relationships that you desire, especially the work-related ones. For Leo and for Leo rising, this energy with Jupiter and Pluto is happening still in your 6th house, which is the house of career and public reputation. There's a transformation going on that can be very intense related to your career path, related to your day-to-day routine activities in your career, related to your relationships with your coworkers, employees, and related to your place of work too. That could be that you're very suddenly cut off with going to the office and connecting with people, and that could feel quite intense. Your routines are disrupted so you can focus on what truly matters in your day-to-day life and experience. What do you want on a day-to-day basis and what don't you want? Because there's no time to focus on what you don't want right now or anymore. And now's a time where something might be illuminated in terms of something that is maybe in opposition to your moral and ethical value systems that you are being asked to do or that you've been required to do in your day-to-day experience, either for health reasons or to show up in service to help other people or because of your job. Now is a time where you're no longer going to be able to compromise your ethics. You're no longer going to be able to compromise your values just to get a paycheck. You're going to have to stand up for yourself, and you're going to have to focus on what you want when it comes to your work. For Virgo and for Virgo rising, this energy with the sun is happening in your 8th house, and the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction is actually in your 5th house, which is the house of fun, joy. It's the house of children. It's the house of play. It's the house of romance. And so there's been a lot of focus on experiencing and cultivating joy. What are you passionate about, and how can you incorporate that more so into your experience and into your goals, your direction, the way that you show up in the world? And there's going to be a psychological blockage or some sort of blockage involving power and control issues that might be preventing you from fully embracing that which you are deeply passionate about and that which you are truly here to create and focus on in this reality. Your fears might come up, they might block you, and now is a time where this is being illuminated so you can overcome this, you can surrender, you can let go, and you can move forward into something new and better for yourself, and you can experience and unlock the potential to experience so much more passion and so much more joy throughout your entire life, especially if you're a Virgo rising with your rising sign around 24-25 degrees. This is going to be a pivotal moment for you. All right, and then for Libra and for Libra rising, this energy with the sun is happening in your 7th house, and you've had this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in your 4th house of the home and family. There's been a lot of intensity around focusing on what you truly need, want, and desire in your home. Do you have the supplies that you need to weather the storm? Do you have the right people around you? What's your living situation like, and who are you living with? Is this what you truly desire for yourself? Because you don't have time anymore to focus on anything outside of that. It's time to really cut out the excess, cut out the distractions, and focus on creating the home and family environment for yourself that you deeply desire. And something might be illuminated this week related to contracts or agreements involving your home or property, or important aspects of relationships with spouses or family members that are not in alignment with what you desire for yourself, and they're not really what you want to come home to. And so now's a time where you have to work on transforming that or cutting it out so you can focus on growing. You can laser focus on growing what you want. You can achieve your highest potential right now and make huge leaps and bounds when it comes to drawing in what you desire for your home and for your situation with your family. For Scorpio and for Scorpio rising, this energy with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is happening in your third house, which is the house of communication, especially emails, phone calls, text messages, day-to-day communications. And this is also an area that has to do with learning and education and your mindset around things. And there's something going on in your day-to-day experience that's being illuminated right now that you need to either cut out or transform. This could have to do with your work and the distractions that are imposed on you that are preventing you from learning the new skills you want to learn, teaching what you want to teach, sharing the information that you want to share. Now is a time to cut that out and to focus really intensely on what you truly and deeply desire to communicate. This could also be your day-to-day experience cutting you off from your community and maybe wanting to figure out new ways to develop deep, really important connections with your community and your neighbors in your neighborhood. Even if you can't do that in a direct way right now, figuring out how you're going to do that moving forward once things open up for you. All right, for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, this energy with Jupiter and Pluto is happening in your second house, which is the house of finances. It's the house of the money that you save or that you create through your own hard work and efforts. It's your material possessions, and right now there's something that's transforming very intensely here. You could find that a source of income is cut out and you have a brand new opportunity that floods in some new resources for you. You can have money coming in from outside sources or sudden fluctuations in your resources right now. And there's an energy where you're trying to align your material world with what you truly are passionate about on a deep level, and it's not quite fitting or not quite working out. There could also be something blocking you in terms of yeah, you're really passionate about a certain topic and you want to pursue that, but it's not financially viable for you right now. And so you either need to transform your mindset around that, or you need to cut it out so you can focus intensely on creating the life that you want for yourself when it comes to your financial stability, your financial well-being, and your material world. Because that you have such an opportunity right now to draw in what you desire, even if it's not happening all at once, but you have to cut out the distractions. And right now, fun is going to be the distraction when really you need to get down to business. And so that's the focus for Sagittarius this week. For Capricorn and for Capricorn rising, this energy with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is happening in your sign. And so you're undergoing a deep transformation when it comes to your perspective on life and figuring out what you truly and deeply desire for yourself and your world. What do you want to create? What do you want to draw in? What do you want your life to look like? Who do you want to be? That's the question that's being asked right now for all Capricorns, especially Capricorn rising people, sun sign, moon people, around that 24th, 25th degree where Pluto and Jupiter are sort of floating around right now. And there's something involving your family, your lineage, your ancestry, your relationship with your parents, or very literally your home environment in the here and now that's preventing you from really becoming who you truly desire to be and aligning yourself with your deepest truth and focusing on what you want to create. And so now's a time to either transform that and do something with it, change it in some way, or to let it go and cut it out so you can focus on what you need to focus on, because we don't have a lot of time to mess around right now. We need to focus on what truly matters because we're growing and expanding on anything we focus on right now. That is that Pluto-Jupiter energy. Whatever you are focusing intensely on, that is what you're growing in your life. And that is what you're drawing in, and you're drawing it in like a magnet, especially for Capricorns. So, If you have a difficult family situation, either push it aside, figure it out, or let it go. Because right now, you need to focus on what matters in your life. You need to focus on creating what you truly want. And that could also be something involving your property too, or your home, by the way. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, right now is a time where you're focusing really intensely on endings. You're letting go of anything that is not truly in alignment with what you deeply need, want, and desire for yourself. You're letting go of old baggage and past karma that no longer serves any purpose in your world. And it's a deep process. This is a really important time to focus on your spirituality and your inner world and what you want on that level. What type of spiritual practice is most important to you and serves you the most. There could be some communication or distraction coming in from your neighborhood or your community, that, or it could just be a lot of communication coming in from the outside world right now, text messages, phone calls, a lot of, things coming through technology that are hard to ignore and that are taking you out of this sort of contemplative state that you should really be in right now, because you're focusing on what you need to let go of, what you need to get rid of, because you're going to be going through a cosmic reset. And now's the time to do that, to purge. And so there's important information that might be highlighted that might cause you to need to let something go, or there's a lot of distraction coming in that you need to tune out in order to focus your attention on what really deserves your attention, because there's not really time to focus on all the distractions right now. We need to be really intentional with our focus and with our mental energy this week and really this entire month. And finally, for Pisces and for Pisces rising, this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is occurring in your 11th house, which is the house of friends and social networks. You might have a lot of transformation going on when it comes to your friends. Right now is a time where you're figuring out who you can truly rely on, who you can truly trust, who's there with you to help you weather this storm, and who's going to be that source of inspiration, that source of fire that's going to light you up and keep you going right now. And who's not, right? So you don't have time to deal with surface level niceties and, distractive connections and communications through social media and things like that. There's a lot of intensity online right now, and it's not time to focus on that. It's time to focus on what you want to build in terms of your networks, your friendships, and your community. But right now, there could be something going on with your finances that's being highlighted. There could be a friend that wants to reach out to you for help financially, or you could have a desire to, help people out, like a group of people, or do something where you're helping out a cause, but maybe the finances aren't there, or if they are, they could be misused in some way. So you just want to be very careful that you're focusing on the right cause, you're focusing on the right opportunity. There could also be financial blockages to you doing something that you really want to do involving a collaboration or connection with a group of people, or, maybe even joining a group or club or organization. Or the finances could be there and you just shoot them into your 11th house and you create something really incredible right now. It could be that you want to create your own type of network that with people who are deeply passionate about the same things that you're passionate about, so you can grow that energy. And, maybe you're trying to figure out how you can make this financially viable for you. Now's a time where you can really focus on that, draw it in, and create what you want to create for yourself. All right. And so that was my forecast, you guys, for all 12 signs. I told you I was making it quick and to the point, but hopefully I gave you what you needed to understand what's going on this week. It's going to be a continuation of a lot of what we've already been experiencing. It's just going to be amplified a little bit at the start of the week, and we're going to have a specific set of opportunities, challenges, and things that are going to be illuminated that we're going to have to be working with. And so that's the biggest energy. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share with your friends if you feel like this information is helpful to you. And if you enjoy the talks that I do with Robert Phoenix, again, we're doing that donation-based webinar. It's going to be 2 to 3 hours long. It's going to be like what we normally do, except we're going to talk about really the next 2 years. We're going to give you a lot of tools and practical tips, and we're going to make it more structured and more focused than what we normally do. And so it's going to be like a bigger version of that, where we're going to really aim to help you guys sort through what's going on and what to do with this energy. So I hope to see some of you guys there, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.